Yo, welcome back to Off the Record. In Pattaya, everybody thinks respect comes easy. Flash a little cash, walk into a bar, and people call you boss. But that ain't respect, that's a transaction. Out here, real respect is harder to earn than you think. In this video, I'm breaking down exactly why money, fear, and fake flexing won't cut it, and what it really takes to be respected in the city of temptation. The illusion of respect. When you first touch down in Pattaya, it feels like the city is rolling out the red carpet for you. You stand out, you've got foreign money in your pocket, and everybody's smiling at you. Tuk-tuk drivers wave, bar staff call you handsome man. Girls on Walking Street lock eyes and pull you in. And if you're not careful, you'll start believing that attention is respect. But let me break it down. The biggest lie in Pattaya is thinking money equals respect. What you're really getting is service. Pattaya runs on transactions. That smile, that hug, that so-called loyalty, it's tied to what you're spending. The second the flow stops, you'll see how fast that respect flips. The Bottle King. I knew this one dude, mid-40s, came out here thinking he was untouchable because he bought bottle service every weekend. Champagne, tequila, girls lined up at his table. He was living the fantasy. He swore people respected him because everywhere he went, the staff knew his name and women swarmed him. But one night, he decided to chill. No bottles, no flexing. And guess what? Those same people didn't even acknowledge him. The girls that called him Big Boss last week acted like they never met him. That wasn't respect, that was just business. The expat circle. Then you got the expat crowd. A lot of men come here thinking other foreigners will automatically respect them because we're all in the same boat. Wrong. If you're sloppy drunk in public or bragging too much about women or money, other expats will clown you behind your back. Respect in that circle isn't bought. It's earned by how consistent you are, how you carry yourself day to day, and whether people can rely on your word. One slip, and you're just another loud tourist in their eyes. Local Thai respect. And then there's the locals. Thai culture values respect heavy, politeness, humility, knowing when to shut up and when to show gratitude. I've seen foreigners lose face instantly because they tried to act bigger than a Thai man in his own country. One heated argument at a bar, and the Thai staff will quietly side with their own people every single time. Not because they hate foreigners, but because respect here isn't about how much you spend. It's about how you behave in the moment. So here's the truth. Pattaya will test what you think respect is. If you believe money gets you respect, this city will expose you. If you think women's smiles mean loyalty, you'll learn quick that it's temporary. Respect in Pattaya isn't flashy. It's quiet. It's earned through your discipline, your consistency, and how you treat people when no one's watching. And the city has a way of humbling anyone who thinks otherwise. Respect versus fear. One thing you'll notice in Pattaya is a lot of guys confuse respect with fear. They think if they act tough, raise their voice, or throw money around aggressively, people will respect them. But let's be real. That's not respect. That's intimidation. And intimidation doesn't last. The loud tourist. I saw a tourist once in a go-go bar yelling at the waitress because his beer wasn't cold enough. He made a big scene, cussing her out, waving his hands around. The bar staff played it cool, apologized, and brought him another drink. To him, that looked like respect. But as soon as he walked out, they were laughing about him, calling him a clown. He thought he demanded respect. Really, he just embarrassed himself. The don't mess with me expat. There's also expats who walk around Pattaya with that don't mess with me attitude. Dark sunglasses indoors, puffed up chest, talking down to women and staff. They think fear equals respect, but locals can see right through it. The minute that guy has a problem, like a motorbike accident or an issue with immigration, nobody's rushing to help him. Why? Because he never built real respect, only fake fear, and fear disappears the second people realize you're not as tough as you pretend to be. The bar girl perspective. Even with women, it shows. Some men try to control bar girls with anger, raising their voice, throwing money on the table, threatening to walk out. The girl will sit there, smile, and act submissive in the moment, but once he's gone, she's telling her friends what a fool he is, maybe even plotting how to get back at him. That's not respect, that's survival. She's just playing along until she doesn't need him anymore. The real difference. Respect in Pattaya isn't about making people fear you, it's about making them value you. The quiet guy who tips fairly, speaks politely, and doesn't try to flex ends up being remembered by staff and locals. The tough acting dude, forgotten the second his act slips. At the end of the day, Pattaya will show you quick. Respect and fear don't live in the same house. If you try to build your foundation on fear, the city will take it away from you. But if you earn respect through patience, humility, and consistency, it lasts longer, even in a city built on temporary smiles. Respect ain't for sale. Here's the raw truth. Too many dudes come to Pattaya thinking they can buy respect with a fat wallet. They hit Walking Street, throw down stacks, pay bar fines like they're passing out candy, and think that makes them a big man. But let's stop lying. Money might buy you attention. It might buy you access, but it will never buy you respect. The generous spender. I knew a guy who was always quick to pay for everybody's drinks, always the first one to pick up the tab. He wasn't doing it out of arrogance. He honestly thought that kind of generosity would earn him respect. And for a while, people kept him close. They called him the good guy, the one who takes care of everybody. But the minute he stopped covering bills, he realized most of those people weren't his friends. They were just around for the perks. That's not disrespect. It's just Pattaya reminding you. Generosity doesn't always translate into respect. Sometimes it just makes you a convenience. The bar girl's reality check. Ask a bar girl if she respects the dude paying her rent. Most times, she doesn't. She might appreciate the support, but in her mind, that man is buying comfort, not loyalty. She'll smile, she'll call him honey, but deep down, she knows the power dynamic. The second someone else drops more cash, that respect gets transferred instantly. And if you think that's harsh, it's reality in Pattaya. The locals watching, and don't think the locals don't notice. When they see a foreigner trying to buy respect, they see desperation. They see someone who doesn't understand the culture. Because here in Thailand, respect is tied to dignity, patience, and how you treat people, not how much you can throw on a bar tab. The guy blowing money to feel respected is actually the one losing face. Here's what men need to hear. Respect isn't something you swipe your card for. It's not hidden at the bottom of a beer tower. In Pattaya, the loudest spender is usually the least respected. The guys who hold their ground, who don't try to buy their way into every room, those are the ones people actually notice. Respect here ain't for sale, and if you keep trying to buy it, this city will strip you down and expose you for the fraud you really are. The everyday tests of respect. Respect in Pattaya isn't some big dramatic showdown. It's not about who spends the most or who looks the toughest. It's in the little moments, those small tests that tell people exactly what kind of man you are. And trust me, this city gives you plenty of them. How you handle service. You're at a restaurant, your order comes out wrong. Some guys blow up, cuss at the staff, slam the table. They think standing their ground earns them respect. But in reality, everybody in the room sees them as impatient and arrogant. The guy who calmly explains the mistake, maybe even laughs it off, that's the one people remember. Respect here is tied to composure, not volume. The motorbike incident. Picture this. You rent a motorbike. You park it wrong, and the owner calls you out. Some foreigners get defensive, start arguing, claiming they know better. But the Thais around them see it as a lack of humility. The foreigner who simply nods, apologizes, and respects the local's authority. He doesn't lose face. He gains it. Respect is in the way you react when you're corrected. Street encounters. Even walking down Soy Buakau, you'll get tested. Maybe a hustler tries to overcharge you, or a tuk-tuk driver quotes a crazy price. If you explode and call them scammers, you just look like another angry farang. If you smile, negotiate firmly, and still walk away with dignity, you pass the test. The city respects men who can stand their ground without losing their cool. Pattaya respect isn't loud, it's quiet. It's not built in the clubs or the bars. It's built in the everyday situations that tourists overlook. The small interactions, the way you deal with pressure, the way you handle yourself when things don't go your way. This city watches more than it talks, and if you fail the small tests, you'll never pass the big ones. The rules of real respect. By now you see it. Money, fear, fake alpha energy. None of that sticks. So how do you actually build respect in Pattaya? There are rules. Simple rules. If you can follow them, people will notice. If you can't, this city will chew you up. Rule 1, control yourself. Respect in Pattaya starts with self-control. Don't get sloppy drunk in public. Don't let women or nightlife push you into acting out of character. The man who keeps his composure when everybody else is losing theirs always stands out. Rule 2, pay fair, don't overpay. You don't need to flex with crazy tips or inflated bar tabs. Pay fair, be consistent, and people will remember you. Overpay once, and you're just setting yourself up to be seen as a walking ATM. Respect comes from fairness, not excess. Rule 3, learn the basics of the culture. A simple why, a kop kun krap, showing basic manners. It goes a long way. Thais notice when you try. You don't need to be fluent, but effort earns respect in ways money never will. Rule 4, choose your battles. Every argument isn't worth fighting. If a tuk-tuk driver wants 20 baht more, let it go. If a bar girl's playing games, walk away. Real respect is knowing when to stand firm and when to just keep it moving. Rule 5, stay consistent. Respect in Pattaya isn't built in one night. It's built over time by how you treat people day after day. 1 week of good guy behavior doesn't erase 3 nights of being sloppy or disrespectful. Stay consistent, and people will remember you for the right reasons. At the end of the day, Pattaya respects discipline. Not the loudest spender, not the angriest man in the room, not the one who tries to buy loyalty. Discipline, humility, and consistency. That's what sticks. Follow these rules, and even in a city full of fake smiles and fast money, you'll build something real. Break them, and you'll just be another foreigner who came here, made noise, and got forgotten. So let's keep it real. Pattaya will test you in ways you didn't even see coming. You'll think the smiles mean loyalty. You'll think money buys respect. You'll think fear makes people listen. But this city is the ultimate mirror. It shows you who you really are. If you've been following along, here's the truth. Respect isn't in the bottle you buy. It's not in how loud you talk. It's not even in how much money you spend. Respect in Pattaya lives in your discipline. It's in your self-control when everyone else loses theirs. It's in the way you treat people when nobody's watching. It's in how consistent you are day after day. The city is full of men trying to shortcut their way into respect, and almost all of them end up exposed. Pattaya doesn't care about your flex, your past life, or your wallet. It cares about how you move right now. So if you're coming out here thinking you can buy it, fake it, or bully your way into it, let me save you the pain. You won't last. But if you carry yourself with discipline, humility, and consistency, you'll build respect that money can't buy. And that's the only kind that matters in Pattaya. All right, fellas, if you made it this far, you already know I'm giving you raw game. So do me one favor, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and drop a comment telling me how you see respect in Pattaya. I read every one, and your story might just end up in the next video. This is Off the Record, and out here, respect is earned, never given. I'm gone.